Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions for another round of League One predictions. It's a reduced schedule this week with only 7 games, but that doesn't mean there's going to be a drop-off in quality. We've still got some belters to go over and some exciting news to talk about as well, but none more exciting than going over our results from last weekend's predictions game, where those people that gave their predictions we're going to give a quick shout out to, and we're going to crown a new champion, I believe, at the end of this. But bringing up the rear in a position he's pretty familiar with is Robert Allen with 3 points. He's been challenging at the top in recent weeks. Not such a good week this week for the pessimistic one. Manish Thapar, not a great week for him either. Usually does much better than that, but only 4 points for Manish. Not better luck next time, but he does Premier League and League One, so I'm sure he'll be back to winning ways soon. Paul Ridgely, one of our newest Patreon backer. Thank you very much, Paul, for backing us on Patreon. From myself and Thomas, it means the world to us, so thank you very much. We'll be more on Patreon later on in this video. But 5 points for Paul. Not a great week, but he did get a correct score for Wigan. Burton. A new player, Thomas, a new contender, James Akinfenwa. Don't think he's any relation to the Akinfenwa, but I have asked and I haven't had a response yet. But 5 points for James, 5 correct forecasts, no correct results. So not a bad start, and please play again next weekend. Great Western Railway fan / Argyle supporter. He's started a new account under the name Argyle supporter. So I'm going to give him both names, get a shout out. But a very happy Plymouth fan, and 7 points for you, sir, with a correct score in there as well for Portsmouth beating Bolton by 1-0. Another new player, Thomas, Peter Kelly. It is getting crazy how many new players are having. Peter Kelly, 8 points for you. A fantastic start, considering that is no correct scores. That is just 8 correct results in there. So very good effort. If you'd have got 1 correct score, you would have been right up there. But 8 points was a common theme, as Steve Watser, who is our current champion, also got 8 points. But he got to give him a little special shout out for getting the Oxford score correct as well versus Morecambe. So well done, Steve. Matthew Bowden, another person with 8 points, and another person, that's Patreon backer Matthew Bowden, by the way, another person that got 8 correct results without getting a correct score. So great effort. Check out this one, Tom, from Ryan Irving. He only put in half the scores. He only put in 6 scores, but he still got 8 points, including 2 correct scores for Wigan and for Oxford. So if he'd have done the whole lot, he would have won by a mile, but he didn't. Ooh. So a new champion, therefore, is crowned, and it is friend of the channel and lifelong suffering Wycombe supporter, Jonathan Heref, who has come in with 12 points. Well done, Jonathan. You did get Oxford Morecambe correct. You did get Crewe, Lincoln Shrewsbury correct as well, the 1-1 draw. A winner is you, sir, with 12 points. Congratulations, Jonathan, long supporter of this channel. But remember, if you do want to shout out for next time we do a League One predictions, just put your predictions down below and we'll give you a shout out. It's as very simple as that. And I might work something in a bit more going into the new year, where we see how people have done over a number of weeks and build up a league type system. It depends how bothered I am. I might not be bothered at all, but I am bothered to talk about predictions. We finally got there, and we start this week's roundup with Bolton Wanderers. I don't know why we're starting with this game, versus Crewe, Alexandra.
Yeah, I really thought you'd have given us a more exciting game to watch here. We got bottom of the table versus heinously underperforming, losing every other game, mid-table obscurity.
Team in nosedive in free fall.
Absolute cracker of a game, and I'm expecting not very much.
No, I wouldn't expect much. Crewe have been dreadful. They brought in ex-Norwich manager Alex Neil to help David Artell out this week. Don't know if that means he's going to sneakily take over, but who knows. Bolton haven't won in forever. They've been in absolute free fall, and yeah, so I don't expect a winner in this one, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
I mean, they somehow managed to lose to Portsmouth, and no one loses to Portsmouth. It's actually completely against the rules to lose to Pompey, so yeah. Exactly. I go the 1-0 Bolton win. They're going to rest the slide against the current worst side in the league.
Yeah, probably right there.
Accrington Stanley versus Plymouth Argyle.
Accrington
Why didn't we start with this game, Ian?
Look, it's done now. It's done. You didn't even say Green Army for Plymouth. That's how frustrated you were.
Green Army.
There you go. Accrington become the latest side to try and stop this Plymouth juggernaut. They've been all right, Accrington. They're in 12th place. They've had like a couple of wins, a couple of draws and a loss. So they're doing what they usually do. These are the games we always say they usually rise to the occasion. But I just don't think they'll be good enough here. I can't back against Plymouth here. They're looking far too strong. Ryan Lowe's got this side motoring, apart from like the odd little blip that they had recently. I'm going for a 3-1 Plymouth victory.
Yeah, it's really hard to look past Plymouth. They've been really good this season. They've only lost one game. Only one match. And they've looked really good when they're playing. Obviously, they've drawn 6 games already, so they're kind of trying to be bright but in League One. But they look fantastic this year. Accrington, they're my boys, but I can't back them here. 2-1 to the Green Army.
What a quality side to aspire to, Brighton. Burton Albion, another one of your sides that you have a strange love affection for, take on Charlton Athletic.
I have a love and affection for what Jimmy Floyd is, and he is a genius. He's a tactical master. No. They were crap until he took charge, and now they're knocking on the door of promotion. They're only 5 points off the playoffs, Ian. It's only 5 points. I mean...
That 5 points might as well be 50 points. That's how far away they are.
But Charlton have righted the ship, haven't they? In a couple wins, a draw, suddenly form's looking a little bit better. And that, I believe, came after sacking their manager.
Yes, the evil wizard, Nigel Adkins, has gone. And the curse has been lifted around whatever part of London Charlton's in. And they can all start enjoying their football again. And they're going to, it's always a tricky game against Burton because they're boring as hell and just try and launch everything into the box and don't try and play any football. So they are the new anti-football as far as I'm concerned, Tom. So Charlton will beat them 2-0 to the Addicts.
Not a chance. 2-0 to Burton. The Brewers, 2-0 to the Brewers. MK Dons versus Cambridge United.
Cambridge are doing extraordinarily well, Tom. Really good run of form. Couple of good wins at home. They back that up with a win away at Wycombe, and they find themselves on the cusp of the playoffs. Like they're climbing high up the league.
They have as many points as Burton, Ian. As many points as Burton. The side you literally just disparaged for their league position. You're now upping Cambridge for the league position.
That can't be right. MK Dons are also. I think they're also there or thereabouts, aren't they? I think they're just outside the playoffs. 2
points off.
Yeah, looking good. Had a really good win away from home recently as well. I think the last Saturday League One fixtures, they had a really good away win.
Yes, and it's true.
Yeah, and the usual things, what we say about MK Dons is, just they tried to be the Man City of League One. They boss all the possession stats. And I think that they will come away with a victory here. I'm going to go for a tight 2-1 win for the Muck Dons.
2-1 win. I'm going to go with a 1-0 Muck Dons win. We need to quickly segue. We need to go to Patreon. If you guys are enjoying this channel, if you like listening to us, watching us, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who's already doing it, but specifically thank you to Christina Allen, Robert Allen, TJ Simpson, Matthew Bowden, and Grand Stam Betters. You guys are absolute heroes. Thank you for all the support. And while we're doing it, just very quickly, consider following Grand Stam Betters. They're fantastic. Their channel's blowing up. If you like tipster websites, especially for American sports, they're the place to be. Go win yourself some money. Whew, that was nice and quick. And without further ado, Sheffield Wednesday versus the Gills.
Wednesday pulled out a marvellous result against Sunderland. Hammered them, and it sent Sunderland fans on Twitter into literal meltdown, compounded by the fact they lost to Mansfield in the FA Cup as well. But we'll get to Sunderland another day, because that was a really much needed win for Darren Moore's side, and they did look pretty good in the game against Plymouth in the FA Cup as well. So maybe they've just started to turn a corner, and because they've had all those draws, they still look like they're in a pretty good league position as well. So a little bit more consistency, and you probably expect to see Wednesday back in in the playoffs, really. Gillingham, Gillingham will come and be stubborn and try and make it a difficult game, but I think Wednesday will be on a bit of a crest of a wave after that Sunderland one, or it'll probably be after the Lord Mayor's show and they'll come and play an absolute stinker. So I might be completely wrong on this one, but I'm going to go for another high-scoring Wednesday win. I think they'll win 3-0 again.
Yeah, so Wednesday had drawn 5 games in a row before that lost that huge win over Sunderland. They'd won the game before that. But Ian, what happened to them on October the 2nd?
Oh, I remember it well, Thomas. I remember it well.
I'm sure you do.
That was a day. That was a day where not only did my beloved Oxford United side beat them on the pitch, but it's where me and you beat all the Sheffield Wednesday fans off the pitch as well, as we fought our way back into the centre from Hillsborough.
Certainly felt that way at times.
Yeah. It was like a Game of Thrones battle. And we celebrated at Big Dick's snowboarding store.
God, I really hope I can find that picture. We can put that up now.
Oh,
anyway,
it'll be up there.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 Wednesday victory, and we're going to move on to the penultimate match of the round. Huge game, Ian. Massive. It is Wycombe Wanderers coming off a shit result versus Portsmouth.
Yeah, a couple of not great results for Wycombe. Still going really well, but just a small little blip for them, I think. Coming up against Portsmouth, who can't get anything, don't seem to be able to get anything started under the Oxfordshire's own Danny Cowley brothers. This will be a tough one. It's the sort of game Portsmouth won't really want. And I can just see Wycombe grinding it out here. They had a nuts game, Wycombe. 3-0 up against Fleetwood to draw 3-3. That was...
It's
crazy.
the rules, mate. Fleetwood are the league's bogey team. Like, for years, they've just caused problems to everybody. Who they are.
I don't think anybody saw that result coming. So Wycombe will, I think there'll be a good crowd, good attendance. Portsmouth always travel well. And I think Wycombe will grind this one out 2-1.
Ian, I hate to say it, I'm copying the result. But just really quickly, how many more games do Danny Cowley brothers get? Pompey, they're in 14th. They don't seem to be able to string even a couple wins together. They're not scoring goals. They're not really conceding a huge amount either, but they don't look great.
No. Difficult to tell. I think the fan base is pretty split. I think there's a lot in the camp of we need to give him more time. I think there's some that do see signs of promise as opposed to what they saw under Kenny Jackett. And I think that people do realise that there was a huge turnover of players in the summer. So it's about them trying to find their feet. Maybe this season isn't the season where they're going to have a chance at promotion, but maybe give them another year and then they go. So I'll be surprised if they got rid of them this season. But if they keep having bad results, that fan base is not a quiet one. But enough about these sides in the league, these afterthoughts, these sides that really amount to nothing when it's all said and done. It's time for the one side that means something. It's time for the main event.
Ipswich Town versus the mighty Yellows, Oxford United.
Let me tell you something, Thomas.
Yes.
The last 4 times Oxford have played Ipswich, these games have been dreadful. Dreadful. 3 0-0 draws and a 1-0 Oxford win, Matty Taylor. But that was under the reign of that was under Lambert's reign. And Lambert, much like Jackett, didn't like to play football. And Oxford struggled in most of those games, to be fair as well. I expect this game to be a lot more open. I expect this game to be a very entertaining game of football. And I believe, if I'm right, we might be live streaming it.
We will indeed be live streaming it live from a bunker somewhere in North Korea. Ian and I will be broadcasting together.
Tell them. They'll find us.
Definitely happening. Kickoff is at 3:00, so we will be covering from 2:45 on Saturday. Be there. or don't, but we'd really prefer you to be there.
Yeah, we will find a stream. Unlike we tried to stream the FA Cup and had no joy, which was very frustrating. But we will find a stream for this one, and it should be a great game. I mean, you look at it, Oxford are in good form in the league. I mean, barring that little stupid slip up against Bristol Rovers in the FA Cup, they've been in great form. Ipswich are starting to find their feet as well. The biggest difference, Paul Cook has come in and made them an extremely free-scoring side. But defensively, they've been a bit all over the place. I think both sides have got like the same goal difference, like +9. Ipswich have scored way more goals than Oxford, but Oxford have conceded way less than Ipswich Town. When you look at both sides, they both like to play possession football. Ipswich more of a 4-2-3-1, Oxford 4-3-3. So there'll be periods of the game where both sides will just be like camped inside the other team's half for about 20 minutes, and then it'll switch. So I expect there to be goals in it as well, because neither side can keep a clean sheet, especially when you've got Simon Eastwood in goal. He can't keep clean sheets. Not that I think he's a bad keeper. Herbie Kane will come back in, no doubt, to the holding role. Brannigan will play in centre midfield, probably with Henry. Sykes on the right.
Jamie Hansen?
I don't think Jamie Hansen will not be allowed anywhere near the matchday squad, because no doubt if he's anywhere on that bus, the tyre will blow out on the way to Ipswich. So Henry will be in centre midfield, Sykes on the right, probably Nathan Holland on the left, and Matty Taylor, who is in fine form up front, leading the line. Ipswich have got a fantastic goal scorer themselves, Tom. Macaulay Bone, he disappointingly got called up to play for Zimbabwe, but turned them down. So we really could have done with him going, because he has scored 12 goals this season. The guy placed behind him, Selena, has been called up to play international. How childish, laughing at someone's name.
I'll go. You just keep this going.
Has been called up for international duty, so he won't be there. But they've still got so much quality up front. I mean, like Burns, Edwards. We talked about Bone, Morsley as well, their captain in midfield, another guy who didn't get called up but from Ipswich. We really could have done with him not playing as well. So it should be a really good game. I can't show weakness, so I'm going to go for a 3-2 Oxford United win.
Well, it wouldn't be me if I didn't do the opposite. 3-2 to the Tractor Boys. Get in.
You might well be right there, Thomas, but who knows? But if you want to play along, remember, you can give your predictions down below. We'll give you a shout out, but time to wrap it up, Thomas. Bring it home.
Please, if you're enjoying this, like, comment, subscribe, throw all the things at us. Follow us on Patreon. Support us over there. We could really use it. Check out Grandstand Betters. They're a fantastic tipster website. And tune in 2:45 Saturday. Be there, or again, don't, but we'd really like you to be there.